The air is heavy with salt and dread. The atmosphere is thick, almost suffocating, as if the island itself is mourning. A place of stark beauty, Long Island now harbours a dark secret. Once a picturesque escape, it has transformed into a landscape of fear and uncertainty. Its sandy beaches, once a haven for vacationers, are now a graveyard. The laughter of children and the joy of families have been replaced by the eerie silence of death. The waves whisper tales of horror, of lives cut tragically short. Each ripple in the water seems to carry the cries of the lost, echoing the pain and suffering that has tainted these shores. A killer walks free, the Long Island serial killer. A name that sends shivers down the spine, a shadow that looms large over the island, a phantom preying on the innocent. He strikes without warning, leaving behind a trail of devastation and heartbreak, leaving behind a trail of bodies and a mystery that chills the soul. Each crime scene tells a story of terror, each marker a testament to a life brutally ended. He watches, waits, and chooses his victims. No one is safe. The island's shadow grows longer with each passing day as the fear of the unknown grips the hearts of its residents. The hunt for the killer continues, but the question remains, will justice ever be served? Or will the island remain forever haunted by its dark secret? Rumours began with the whispers in the dunes. Local fishermen spoke of strange lights on the beach at night. Missing person reports, once a rarity, became alarmingly frequent. A sense of unease settled over the island. The authorities initially dismissed the disappearances. Runaways, they said, people looking for a fresh start. But the whispers persisted, growing louder, more insistent. Something was wrong, terribly wrong. The discovery sent shockwaves through Long Island. A woman's body, wrapped in burlap, lay discarded on Gilgo Beach. Her name was Melissa Barthélemy. She was a young woman full of dreams, now just another statistic. The details were chilling. Melissa had been strangled, her hands and feet bound with rough twine. The markings on her body spoke of a rage, a cruelty that defied comprehension. The hunt for her killer had begun. Days turned into weeks, then months. More bodies surfaced, dumped like trash along Ocean Parkway. Each discovery brought fresh horror, the growing realization that they were dealing with a monster. The victims shared a chilling similarity. All young women. Most escorts lured to their deaths through online ads. Their families left with only questions, their grief a raw, open wound. The killer was growing bolder, more brazen. Section 5. Lost Voices. The victims were more than just names on a police report. They were daughters, sisters, friends. They had hopes, dreams, and people who loved them. Now their voices were silenced, their stories left untold. Megan Waterman, Amber Costello, Maureen Brainerd Barnes. Each name a painful reminder of the human cost of this tragedy. Their families left to pick up the pieces, their lives forever shattered by the unspeakable. Section 6. The hunt begins. The investigation intensified. The FBI joined the case, bringing their resources and expertise to bear. The pressure mounted to catch the killer, to bring an end to the reign of terror. Every clue was meticulously examined, every lead followed. The police scoured the internet, looking for any connection between the victims and their killer. They interviewed potential witnesses, hoping for a break in the case. Section 7. Dead ends and whispers. Despite their best efforts, the investigation seemed to hit dead end after dead end. The killer was a ghost, leaving no trace, no fingerprints, no DNA. Frustration grew along with the fear. Rumors swirled. Some whispered of a satanic cult, others of a serial killer with intimate knowledge of the island. The lack of answers only fueled the speculation, the fear feeding on itself. Section 8. The shadow remains. Years have passed since the first body was discovered. The once serene shores of Long Island have been tainted by a series of gruesome discoveries that have left the community in a perpetual state of unease. The investigation continues, but the Long Island serial killer remains at large. Despite the tireless efforts of law enforcement, the elusive predator has managed to evade capture, leaving behind a trail of fear and unanswered questions. A phantom hiding in plain sight, his motives as murky as the waters that claimed his victims. Each clue uncovered only deepens the mystery, painting a picture of a cunning and calculating individual who thrives in the shadows. The case has gone cold, but the memory of the victims lives on. Families and friends gather at memorials, lighting candles and sharing stories, keeping the flame of hope alive that one day justice will be served. Their faces stare back from missing person posters, a haunting reminder of the killer who still walks free. Each poster tells a story of a life cut short, a family left in anguish, and a community yearning for closure. The island holds its breath, waiting. The stillness of the waters mirrors the silence of the investigation, a quiet yet persistent reminder that the shadow remains, lurking, waiting for the moment to strike again. Section 9. Unanswered questions. The mystery of the Long Island serial killer continues to baffle. Who is he? What drives him to commit such horrific acts? The questions linger, unanswered like the cries of the wind through the dunes. Is he still out there, watching, waiting for his next victim, or has he moved on, leaving the island to its dark secrets? The uncertainty is a heavy weight, a constant reminder of the killer's chilling legacy. Section 10. A haunting legacy. The Long Island serial killer case is more than just a true crime story. It's a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of even the most idyllic places. Long Island, often seen as a serene escape from the hustle and bustle of New York City, hides a sinister secret that has haunted its residents for years. The picturesque beaches and tranquil neighborhoods mask a history of unsolved murders and unanswered questions. It's a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of even the most idyllic places. The Long Island serial killer, also known as the Gilgo Beach Killer, has left an indelible mark on the community, turning places of beauty into scenes of horror. The victims' families still wait for justice, their grief a constant ache. Each day they live with the hope that new evidence will come to light, that the person responsible for their loved ones' deaths will be caught. Candlelight vigils and memorials serve as somber reminders of the lives lost and the pain that continues to ripple through the community. The search for answers continues. Detectives and investigators tirelessly comb through evidence, re-examining old clues and following new leads. The dense woods and remote beaches of Long Island have been scoured countless times, each search bringing a glimmer of hope that the mystery will finally be solved. Perhaps one day the killer will be brought to justice, the mystery solved. The community holds its breath, waiting for the day when the flashing lights and police tape will signify not another tragedy, but the end of a long and painful chapter. Until then, the shadow of the Long Island serial killer hangs over the island, a chilling reminder of the evil that men do. The deserted roads and flickering streetlights serve as eerie symbols of the fear and uncertainty that grip the community. The legacy of the Long Island serial killer is a haunting one, a story of lives cut short and a community forever changed.